Hi guys, Katie here. Welcome back to my channel. If you can't tell just by this little snippet right here, we are at the bins today. You guys know this is my favorite place to go. This is where you fill up a cart, you pay by the pound. I think we're up to $1.59 a pound now. And I think it's one of the best places to find deals. I love the one in Gary, Indiana. It's very, very well done. It is clean, it is friendly, and so I'm going to take you guys there today. So let's get jumping in. I know you guys don't want to hear me talk. You want to see all the good stuff. I loved those billiard balls. I thought those would be great. However, they were very heavy. They would have cost about $10, $12 to purchase once they were weighed. So I decided to leave those behind. It was the complete set, which is impressive considering how things get dumped in these bins, but somebody will be glad to find them. I've always loved these gold gilded pictures. They did one for each season. I don't recall which season that was that I picked up. But they're kind of gaudy and fun. I did like the kind of mid-century modern print on that dishware piece, but unfortunately it didn't have the lid. That is kind of what we deal with a lot at the bins. Incomplete sets, missing parts and pieces, which for me just makes it even more fun to do some digging. You can see there was some cool suitcases. I don't think I've ever seen a pink suitcase like this, a vintage one. But again, once these were weighed, they would have been quite heavy. Don't you guys love grab bags? That's when they have a bunch of like items all tossed into a bag together. Now you can open it here if you want and take out the pieces you want. I noticed a bunch of old Disney flyers and brochures, so I went ahead and tossed that into my cart. I also loved this little embroidery hoop dish towel. I thought that was cute. And I grabbed this pillow cover. I actually removed the pillow, but it had a bunch of those old crafting yo-yos on it, and people actually buy those online. They sell really well, so I do grab those anytime that I see them. I just want to give you guys kind of an idea of what the bins look like when they come out. It really is a plethora of junk with no rhyme or reason, and I say junk with love. I'm not insulting all of it. There is a lot of good stuff. I snagged these records. I thought that Dark Shadows one was cool. I sold a set of Dark Shadows books once that did very well, so I went ahead and grabbed that. And this record, Everything You Ever Wanted to Know About the Godfather. I might have to listen to that one first because I think that one's going to be quite comical. It's not unlikely to find a lot of craft projects, some of them finished, some of them not. And unfortunately, this is why I really should have gloves on right now, because you do encounter a lot of broken glass, which is so unfortunate because you sometimes run across some really beautiful pieces. And unfortunately, they're smashed. But I did think these other little embroidery hoops were cute. I ended up passing on those, but I did take the one that you saw earlier with the colander on it. I also grabbed these little flocked made in Japan deer. And how great is this? This is like an old cigar box or something, and someone put cat stamps on it. These are actual postage stamps. They have the little cancellation stamp on them from the post office. So they were used at one time. Someone saved them. They covered this box. I thought it was so cute. I'm going to clean it up. And also, this is a huge problem I have. I found this book cover. It's just the cover of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. It is not the entire book. I wish it was, but I thought the cover was so gorgeous. I threw it in my cart. I'm going to use it for something. I don't know what. I wish I could explain this thought process, but I just can't. Hopefully someone can understand. It was too beautiful to leave behind. There was this cute little, the Waltons thermos, which I thought was hilarious. Unfortunately, it was quite faded and the handle was broken off. I did grab this old sheet music. So as you can imagine, this is pretty lightweight. Couple cents each is all I paid for these. They have great graphics. I can frame them. I can put them in my booth for just a few bucks and still make a little money off of them. But I did take this stack home with me. I just love old paper items, and I thought these would be great to use. I always love finding just those little things that only cost a couple of cents, but then I can put a few bucks on them and put them in my booth. It's a great deal for my shoppers, and it's quick money for me. I also love grabbing magazines for myself because I don't know if you guys have noticed, magazines in the store now, I saw one the other day that was like $9.99 for a magazine. So if I find these specialty magazines, I grab them, and I really love just looking through them myself. Now I'm going to show you guys the little trick if you need to take a bathroom break or want to go have a drink or something. And by that I mean like soda while you're there. People just push their cart right over to the side, as you can see, like I did, and they just cover it up with a blanket. Nobody bothers it. Your stuff is safe. It's also one of the reasons I love shopping at this Goodwill bin. You also find some bizarre things, some projects that people didn't quite finish. It's always fun finding artwork. Sometimes the bins are really full, like overflowing full, like kind of like you see here, which is great. The books were really hopping today. This is one of my favorite parts of the Goodwill bins because books are only, I believe it's a quarter for softback, 50 cents for hardback. And so I love looking over here for books. Anything from the 1980s that's kind of nostalgic, I like to grab because those tend to sell quick for me. So Care Bears, Cabbage Patch, Smurfs, stuff like that. I'm also always looking for old cookbooks for myself and for resale. And I'm also always looking for cool nature books with cool illustrations. So plants, flowers, animals, things like that. Now what you see here is probably my find of the day. These might look like a bunch of Mardi Gras necklaces, but what they actually are the old mercury glass garlands for Christmas trees. They are a tangled mess right now, but once I untangle those, I can get some good money for those. The strands were really long once I untangled them, and so I should be able to get some decent money for those. They were in beautiful shape. I'm going to grab some old tins because these are great for my assemblage pieces I make. And I thought this was cool. My daughter loves tote bags, and this one had an old book cover on the front. And then it had a little quote about books on the back. I mean, it couldn't have cost me, any more than a quarter. I also got this old pennant. The edge is a little rough, but I'm just going to use my scissors and kind of snip it up and clean it up. You can see there they were hauling the bins away. And here's a little card shot. I always grab linens when I find them because they're a couple cents each, and those tend to do really well for me on eBay. Any kind of cool little baskets or little pieces like that I find, I usually end up grabbing for my booth. I did love this old floral picture. These were so sweet. These were little children's puzzles, and they're like, gingham, is that the right word I'm looking for? Little animals. I thought those were so great. Look at the owl. And these I was absolutely thrilled to find. These are vintage and handmade. Little Christmas towels. They were in wonderful shape. There was one little stain, but I think I can get it out with just a quick wash. These were also an amazing find. These are World War II, probably Japan or Germany. Vintage Christmas ornaments made with mercury glass. And I also got these great little metal flower frogs. They used to be used in floral arrangements. Those will sell as soon as I put them into my booth. And I loved this bottle brush tree. It is not vintage, it's vintage style. But for, maybe a quarter is what I ended up paying for it. I decided it was going to come home with me. We have a lot of Notre Dame fans in this area, so I thought this little program might be a good piece to have and add to my booth. And I was super thrilled to find this wicker chair. I thought it was so cute. It would be great with a plant on it. And behind it, oh yeah, this is like a red fur stole. It's not vintage, but you know what? I'm going to wear it to something, even if it's a Halloween party. So between that and my chair, it was a great way to end the shopping trip. Although I have to say, I think my find of the day is definitely the mercury glass garlands. I think those will be a wonderful item for resale, and I'm just amazed that they survived being thrown in the bins. And probably these little ornaments. I think also the fact that these are in such good shape and they didn't get crushed is just great. So there you guys have it. You guys stopping by and your sweet comments always brighten my day, and I appreciate you so much. So till we see each other again, happy thrifting. Be safe.